Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luka took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran? Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rolo. Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him, so I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. It turns out Rolo's safe and sound. Gran is not in his house.
Luka was alone. The house was empty.
So Gran's not back yet. I guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Luka was sitting by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luka hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. "We're fishing with bees?" Luka's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one." Luka closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. "Interesting choice." With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. "The wrong choice, but I respect it."
Hmm?
The pond began to freeze over. "Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right." Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luka scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. "Dad, I don't understand." "Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal." The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. "Dad, look out!" His father casually wound the reel. "None of it's your fault, you know. Never was."
Oh my goodness.
"Dad, we have to go." Luka grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. "Please, you have to run." The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. "That's the thing about fishing, Luka." His chest began to crystallize. "You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out."
Oh my gosh.
A shock of searing cold ran up Luka's arms. He gave one last. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luka tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. "Dad, I don't understand."
Me neither.
"What does all this
Me
mean?"
neither. I don't understand.
The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
Grandma is still not there, is they? Also, look at
Luka's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rolo.
Faintly, he could hear Rolo amongst the noise.
Luka. Rolo, is that you? Luka. There? Rolo, it's the middle of the night. Luka, thank God. Listen, I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rolo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? Took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in, for now, at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr? No, trust. Hold on, someone's coming.
The signal went silent.
Rolo, where are you?
Luka held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. I can barely hear you.
Rolo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need to... the treehouse. The treehouse.
With that, the signal died for good.
What was he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna? He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal? Rolo, you're a genius.
Luka grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
In the middle of the night? Bruh, I'm stressed. Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse.
Luka heard a group of footsteps approaching.
Uh-oh.
He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
It's Gran. At least Gran's okay. So we all understand our roles. You can count on me. I still think we need more time. That wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while their danger still persists. Hiram, you just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. I wish we could have had made the deal with Eris Valentine. Her resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How is Luka holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all... I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. Oh man, Granny need to talk to her grandson and clear some things up. Gran, why are you meeting with Miss Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Hey, Luka. Exactly. Gah. Don, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today, I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your Gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out of the door. A call from Hiram Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified, or both. Luka, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? Nah, I'm gonna stake out here for a bit longer. See you, Luka. I heard slowly going. What's this way? Is this the way I wanted to go? Hey, look, people are still out. So the kids? I did it. I changed the sign. Splendid. Did anyone see you? I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these, odd is good. Odd is good.
The The two boys shared a mischievous grin.
I can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. Rolo, are you there? I'm at the treehouse now. Mr. Kerr said you were all right. Oh no, he's not going to say anything. What happened out there? Dang it, Rolo, where are you? Who's there?
Luka could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
I got weapons in here, so you better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Weapons? How could you hurt something that's already dead?
Fear gripped Luka's throat.
Who are you? What, you don't recognize me? I guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luka stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luka.
I'm a monster. And now they hunt me like the beast I am. Iggy?
Luka reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me. This is all your fault.
Luka slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you couldn't control yourself for a second. And I get to be like this forever. There must be a way to fix this. Oh, you gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luka saves the day. With his positive attitude and the power of friendship. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weekwood. I only came here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luka. Rolo? It's not safe, Luka. Rolo, where are you? The treehouse. I'm at the treehouse, Rolo. Where are you? No, Luka, the treehouse isn't safe. They said they're gonna go to the treehouse. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they're going to the treehouse? The clipboards. What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? They were saying the same stuff they always do, but it's different now. Like, less asking, more threatening. We're gonna figure this out, Icky. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello? Is anyone present in this arboreal domicile? Don't say nothing. Crap, they found me. Luka, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here. I'll see what they want. Holy crap! Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course. We have a problem. Luka, you gotta get out of there. Who is out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? And yeah, you were right. They're all saying the same stuff, but with a creepy knob cranked to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We'd love to hear his thoughts. Run.
Iggy slumped to his knees.
No. I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luka, what do we do?
Luka grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luka and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rolo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon.
Oh boy.
From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Iggy, there you are. You gave us a heck of a scare. Go away, just leave me alone. I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though. We're here to help. Help? Then why are you chasing me? Luka, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him. He's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Well, that's a pretty honking big question, Luka. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luka. I just need you to let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rolo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is. Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie. That is a hurtful thing to say, Luka. I thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Why don't you pop down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that?
Luka's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What did you do to Rolo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luka. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting, and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luka. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I'm the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends. Turning point.
Luka's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? Iggy wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luka?
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option that he had left. Well, we only have one card. Let's fight, baby.
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the Mission Control Defense Cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Not gonna work, is it? Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luka summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rolo sends his regards. Oh. Hey, that was uncalled for, more than a little rude, and just plain unsanitary. Luka, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame this has come to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit.
The end.
As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luka looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end.
Dang, tragedy.
That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
Alright. What can we change? Where is this? Change, travel. That was the end of that story. So I think the only thing to do is do this one. Hopefully we can save,
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Hey Tish, wanna see something cool? Yep. Check it out.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
What the? Is she tickling you? Yep. Hey, yep. Hey, yep.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter.
Yep, hey, yep.
Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you were threatening us?
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. See you around, new kid.
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Oh no, did they get on? Whoa, what a little creep. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your hair.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? It depends. What are you feeling? What are your feelings about having a more mature, refined look? Oh, God.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luka paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess.
Aww.
Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rolo was his primary concern.
He's by himself. Alright, guess we have to go back this way. Luka, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with the gray hair just run past us in a panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just helping look for Rolo. Luka, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luka had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luka.
We're running out of time.
In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luka broke down.
Rolo and I were just playing Weepwood yesterday. We were investigating lights at the old Valentine house. But someone was there in a strange suit. And we hid in the dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us. And I think it was a body. And so we ran, but we got split up. And I ran home. And it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luka.
It's not your fault, Luka. Rolo's gonna be okay, I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luka, go home. But I wanna help. This is too dangerous for a kid. I can't just sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luka.
You go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rolo shows up. Sounds like a plan?
Luka wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. You really believe his story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to this festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gives me the willies. Wait at the treehouse in case Rolo shows up.
Mr. Nuncree jumped with a start.
Y'all gotta stop that. Whoa, don't sneak up on me. Whoa, don't sneak up on an old fella like that. Sorry. Who are you talking to? What?
Luka motioned to the phone booth.
Oh no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But that dang thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it really. The whole thing's a waste of money if you ask me. Any word from Rolo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rolo knows the woods too well to get lost. I suppose you're right. Silly boy's antics have this whole town worried sick. Antics? We all know Rolo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could there be? He's not playing a prank, and he didn't get lost. Someone took him, and I know it. How would you know that? Unless... Luka, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luka's shoulder.
Dang it, boy, if there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luka peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luka could sense something eating away at him.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness.
What?
If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rolo, maybe he could help.
Yesterday, Rolo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rolo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster. The dumpster? What were you doing in there? At first, we were just looking around. Then, someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luka. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luka attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van Horns can't help yourselves, can you? We were all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luka into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Oh my gosh. Shit.
As Luka pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule, plummeting at gravity's whim. Luka winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luka heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much.
Oh my gosh.
The end. Wait. No.
I don't think
This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
I don't have any other options.
This is a story about struggle. Luka could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go!
Whoa.
Luka swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luka was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3. Everything's fine. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
Okay, we went back to chapter 3. Now my notes of the chapter is going to be super confusing. I just finished jarring a mess of jam last night. Uh-huh. So that'll need to get delivered into town today. Okay. So what did you and Rolo get up to yesterday? Oh, Rolo had things to do, so I sort of poked around town. I set Jam down by the front door. There's 2 batches to drop off. Mm-hmm. One for Mr. Tolliver at the bag and wag, and another for Ms. Fratelli at the diner. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed? He said he wanted some more. I suspected as much. Yes, he seems to have taken a particular interest in my jam. There's some extras in the basket for that enthusiastic gentleman. Just make sure Fratelli and Tolliver get the ones on top. No problem. Off with you now while the day is still young. Alright, do we have the... What do I do first? Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Deliver jam. Do I have to pick up the jam? Do I have the jam already? That looks like jam here. I'm going to assume I have the jam in my bag. Hello, it's Juniper Hartford. Before you hang up, just hear me out. I have a business proposition. The simple matter is we both have some problems that need solving. Very well, we can meet tonight. Our Rolo is safe. Okay. Sorry about yesterday. Roxy can be so annoying. But good news, no more boring chores for me today. Did you make it to the old Valentine warehouse? So what did you find? Give me the dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. Wait. What? Who was it? Was it aliens? I knew it'd be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies? What else could it possibly be? Rolo, I had to deliver these into town first. We can catch up after. Ooh, is it a whole thing? It sounds like a whole thing. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it here. Meet me in the treehouse tonight. I'm not sure what this treehouse is that you speak of. Sigh. Meet me at Mission Control. Roger that, Space Cadet. See. You can tell those jerks it doesn't matter how many boxes they pile up. I ain't moving. I guess we should talk to this guy. I don't want to miss any, like, charms. Wait, watch your step. Oh, sorry. There was a whole family of beetles here. They've gone missing. I thought they were sort of wandered around. Everyone has a home, Luka. Even beetles.
Luka checked the soles of his sandals.
I think we're okay. It's weird they're gone. They went missing when the festival preparations began. You think that noise scared them away? Something like that. Just watch your step, okay? Ah, Mr. Wilder, I trust you have time to chat.
Eris Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune, had a way of making questions seem like demands.
Certainly. What seems to be the trouble?
Mr. Wilder had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Eris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the paper.
I couldn't help but notice that the front page of this morning's paper was consumed with stories about this silly festival. Well, yes, that is the news of the day, but there was no mention of the museum, nor the foundation through which it was endowed. I'm sorry, Miss Valentine. Our readers are more interested in the town's future, rather than any one family in particular. There was a time, Mr. Welter, when the things going on of my family was the only thing the town cared about. Well, things change, ma'am. And you know, change is dangerous. If you finish that thought, I'll make that monocle a permanent fixture of your anatomy. My apologies. Good day, Miss Valentine. Did I give you the impression that this conversation was finished?
Mr. Wilder averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle.
Well, good day, Mr. Wilder. That was intense. Alright, news up and down. Hey, Don. Yan. Hey, Luka, what's up?
Dawn had dreams of becoming a big-time reporter. At night, she searched for the story that could be her big break. By day, she hawked papers at the newsstand.
Yeah, they got you on jam delivery, eh? Yep. Hey, Don, have you noticed anything weird in town lately? Well, what sort of weird things? Stuff going on at the old Valentine building. You might have said, I've heard some things. I'm working on a story about it right now. So what's going on? Can't say quite yet. Still need to follow up on a few leads. Keep me in the loop, okay? Sure thing. Have you seen the new kid around yet? New kid? Yeah, came in from the big city. Her parents both got jobs here. But get this, one of them is working for William Kerr and Perennial Harvest. And the other is working for the heiress Valentine. And the Valentines represent Beacon's Pines Pass. Perennial Harvest has positioned itself as the town's future. Must make for some interesting dinner table conversations. I can imagine. Well, if it isn't my favorite little jam runner. Hey, Miss Fratelli. Look at you.
She leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
You're all skin and bones. Is your gran not feeding you? She is. It's just... I understand. You know, I taught your mama how to cook back in the day. You may not remember, but you and her used to help out in the diner. Aw. See that picture over here? That's you helping your mama back in the day. So cute running around in your little apron taking orders. The whole situation just breaks my heart. What happened to Eleanor? Drake. Aw. I got a feeling she's out there somewhere, yearning to be with you again. She's probably down in the underground thing they got going on. Few things in this world can keep a mother from her son.
Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably.
Yeah, you're making this weird. Oh, yes, let's see here.
Mrs. Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the jam.
Ah, they even have my name on them. How thoughtful.
She carefully lifted out her jars of jam.
You tell your gran hello for me, Luca. Will do. Done. Dunzo.
Luca squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom at the diner. Memories of that day came flooding back.
Oh. Where's his mama? Is that his mama? I'm ready to help, Mama. All right, little buckaroo. It's up to us to feed these folks while Miss Fratelli is away. I've got to deal with the inventory before I can start cooking. Do you think you can handle taking the orders in the meantime? Yes, Mama. Aren't you too young to be waiting a table? I'm just helping out. My father had me hustling when I was your age as well. Fathers always says, children are to be sails pulling a family ever forward. That doesn't sound very fun. There's plenty of time for fun. For instance, Father and I always make time to have lunch together once a month.
Luca glanced at the empty seat across from Gus.
Should I come back? Oh no, it turns out father was too busy to have lunch today. I'll just go ahead and eat it alone. Oh. The silver lining is, without him, I could have my usual. A nice stack of cold cuts topped with a pile of sloppy chili. That sounds nasty. Hey, here you are. Cold cuts with a steaming hot chili on top. I'll call it a hot and cold. That's perfect, thank you. Good godzooks, they shrunk the waitstaff.
Jeff slapped the table and gave Luka a toothy grin.
It's such like an old people thing. They do be making like jokes like that. That's so funny. How's your pops doing? He's been pretty busy these days. I know the feeling. Tell him the fishing rod he ordered should be ready next week, will ya? Sure thing. I've been in the mood for something sweet. You got a burger that can satisfy a sweet tooth? A sweet burger? Yep, and top it off with grilled cactus. Grilled cactus? The heart wants what the heart wants. Burger, candy, cactus. Burger. Okay, wait. Can I go back? I think I messed this up here. Still don't look right, but we'll try this, see what he says. Here's your order. I call it the sweet and stabby. Ha, now that's a burger with a bite. Hiya, Roxy. Luka. I'm helping. Wow, hopefully your work ethic will rub off on Rolo. What can I get you? I'm not really feeling like a burger. How about a chicken sandwich with bacon on top? Coming right up. I better get a, charm for this. Maybe like 5 charms. Here you go. I call it the Love Me Tenders. Nice. Looks like we're missing a few things. Why don't you run out and grab more ingredients? Okay, I'll be back. By that, they mean more charms. If I could just be left alone, young Mr. Van Horns. Oh, sir, sure, sorry to bother you. It's just that Mr. Kerr has asked me to make the opening speech at the festival. Being mayor and all, you might expect me to be charismatic. The truth is, I'm terribly nervous. I really don't think I'm cut out for this sort of thing. Cut out for being mayor or for public speaking? Both, I suppose. I never really chose any of this. It's more of a duty to my family, or our legacy. It sounds like a heavy burden. As for the festival, just speak from your heart. I'm sure it'll be great. Let's go this way. And no. Beacon. Love that name. Oh, we know Mr. Nuncreed is not a good person. Oh, we don't need to go to the library. Oh, Mr. Nuncreed. Got some jam for you, Mr. Nuncreed. Luka, you seem chipper. Well, aside from being on delivery duty, it's a nice day.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luka for a moment, then nodded in agreement.
I suppose it is. So do you want your jam? Oh, right. Usually Juniper drops this off. I guess she's busy today.
Luka handed the jam to Mr. Nuncreed, and he nestled it with both hands.
Well, I'll just have to finish this batch off quicker than normal. You tell her to go ahead and get started on my next order. You got it. Who's the last person that needs it? I keep hitting the wrong thing. Sorry, we don't want to do that. Mr. Tolliver. Who is Tolliver? And where is Tolliver? This isn't Mr. Tolliver? You don't need some jam? Someone in the coffee shop needs some jam? Piper, hey, Luke, what's up? You know it's summer break, right? Of course. And it's like the morning, correct? And you're studying? Like they say, the early bird gets the proper education required for success and fulfilling career later in life. Hey, Zerial. Hey, Luka. Could you please tell this lazy butt to help out in the cafe? Lumi, Zerial, would like you to... Luka, let me give you some advice. If you never do what you don't love, then you'll never work a day in your life. Wow. Really, you're setting in this kid. You're really setting this kid up for success. The beacon. Maybe someone this way. Could I have missed someone? I don't know where else. Tolliver. Anger from the past, mistakes not yet made, and a glimmering hope for the future. He carried them all in equal parts everywhere he went. Oh heavens, what a burden to bear. I know I'm stuck because I don't know who Tolliver is. Is it the library? Hey, Kato. Good afternoon, Luka. Can I help you find something? Maybe, maybe not. Try me. Well, there's been some weird stuff going on in the Valentine's warehouse. Can't say I know anything about that. But empty hives don't stay empty for long. Huh?
Kato motioned to the book in front of him.
The more I read about bees, the more similarities I see with people. If hive collapses and fails, it doesn't stay empty for long. A new queen will set up shop pretty quickly. So you're saying it would make sense for someone new to start using the warehouse? Nature abhors a vacuum. That's some crazy knowledge, bruh. Let's try this way. It's the only way left to go. I better not dilly-dally. Gotta get this jam delivered. That was not... I'm trying to deliver the jam, but I don't know who it goes to. Gotta be someone I'm missing. We went to the diner. We went to the stand. There's nothing here. I gotta give me some hints. We went up here. This person is not talkable with. This person is not talkable with. It's not the beacon. We tried that. It's not the town hall. Gotta be something I'm missing. Hey, it's not you. Oh, maybe it's the guy near the fishing pond. Is it you? Do you think the jam would make good bait? I guess it depends on what you're trying to catch. At this point, anything. That's not who it is either. Who the heck is Tolliver, and where are they? We went this way. What about this way? Oh wow, didn't even know this existed.
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one apple.
Hello.
With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. Oh, no bother.
He leaned forward and lowered his voice.
I see you have something for me. Yeah, Grant had some jam I was supposed to give you.
He leaned in a bit further.
Jam? Yeah, the ones on top. She wrote your name on them.
Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes, the jam. Thank you so much for delivering this jam to me.
He reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam, giving Luka a little wink.
I shall put it on my store shelves post-haste. That's my last delivery. Can I just leave the basket here with you? Of course. Of course.
He leaned in for a final whisper.
Of course. Hey, it's my friend. That's not my friend yet. Hey, you. Anchovies or pineapple? What? Don't think. Just answer. Pineapple. Why? How old are you? 12? Perfect. Follow me. Who are you? Anyone ever tell you you ask too many questions? Just try to keep up, okay? What just happened? Welp? Hey, what a crazy coincidence. Here's my new friend I was just telling you about. Oh, that's wonderful. Yep, we just hit it off. Oh, really? Get this. His favorite pizza topping in the whole world is pineapple. Oh, and what is your new little friend's name?
Beck locked eyes with Luka. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate.
Luka Van Horn. Nice to meet you. I'm Nellie, and this is Ilona. We're Beck's parents.
Beck gave Luka a quick nudge.
Oh, yeah, Beck told me about you. Already feels like we've known each other for years. So you both can stop obsessing about making me friends. Oh, darling, we never doubted you. It's just that for children with fewer than 5 close friends, the probability of stunted development doubles. Dang, I don't know if I've ever had 5 close friends. Well, 1 down, 4 to go, I guess. What Nelly means is that we just want this move to be as easy on you as possible. You can relax. A friend has been friended. That calls for a celebration. Luka, you must join us for dinner tonight. Dinner? Oh, another coincidence. I actually already asked him, and he said he'd love to. It's just wonderful. In that case, we should pick up some groceries. You two don't get into too much trouble now. I think I have plans. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Thanks a ton. You're welcome. I owe you one. My moms are great and all, but they can be a bit much sometimes. Our house is a little cottage next to the big mansion place. Oh, wait, you live on the Valentine estate? Yeah, that's the spot. Meet me by the big creepy gate. Don't be late. Or I'm back to square one on this whole friend grift. Great, see you there. I'm supposed to be Rolo. Is that what I do next? Yeah. Good morning, Jeff. What's so good about it? Another day further down the tubes, if you ask me. Come on now, it's not all bad. The festival is coming up. The festival. Old Man Valentine used to put on cockamamie shindigs all the time. And where did that get us? Well, it's perennial harvest putting on this one. And they're doing it for the whole town. As far as I see it, the difference between the old Valentine Company and this new perennial harvest,
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit,
is the difference between this empty soup can and this brown banana. Both are garbage. Exactly. That's some tea. So, who all lives in that house? Harris and Gus Valentine grew up there, and Solomon moved in a few years back. The creepy little kid in the vest? That sounds like the one. So just 3 people live in that huge thing. I bet a bunch of shady stuff happens all the time in a place like that. Not really, the Valentines pretty much keep to themselves. So it's empty and boring. Pretty much. What a waste. My mom says that it used to be way busier back before Sharper died. Before the fowl harvest. Okay, that's like the 5th time someone has mentioned this fowl harvest thing. And you all use the same ominous tone. Eventually, you're going to have to explain how the harvest got all fouled up. But we can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. Most kids would have just ditched me by this point. Why are you still here? You look like you could use some help. You know what, Luka? You're not so bad. Let's go through this as simply as possible. Just eat, smile, nod. Fun. Great, whatever you do, don't bring up their work. I think I can handle that.
Beck took a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
Here goes nothing.
Chapter 4.
Oh my god, finally.
Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luka finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root.
What is her job?
Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
So Luka, let's tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? I live with my grandma. Over on the other side of the river. Your grandma? Where are your parents? Beck, manners. It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like missing?
Luka's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luka, how do you like the pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Oh my gosh, he has tears in his eyes. Normally, we would put more effort into dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
We aren't fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry, are we just skipping the part where he said his mom was missing? Beck! I'm sorry, Luka, this move has us all a little tired.
Luka wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So Beck said that you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luka a swift kick under the table.
Ow. I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you were right the first time. We're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her the newest lead researcher of deep engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Perennial Harvest is at the forefront of an evolving agriculture into something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Luka glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luka, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best. And some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You swore you didn't.
Beck slammed her fist into the table.
Oh boy.
Perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luka, how about some dessert? I actually have to meet my friend Rolo soon.
Luka glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
It looks like a storm is brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
Luka wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you for the pizza. It was really good. See you at the festival, Beck. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luka turned around. He knew Rolo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rolo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
Luka began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble.
Luka began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before the storm kicks off?
Luka surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch a cold. Oh no, Rollo's by himself. Luka, Nellie will keep trying to reach her gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in boxes. Mind if I poke around a little? Be my guest.
Luka squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
What is it? Gum?
Luka adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that for 47 days.
Luka wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Yeah, it's a little weird. Not Rolo, but what is his name? Luke is honest.
Luka bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent. Hey, you got a charm.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from the coach walker and and all the Fairview condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry. Was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you move a lot? Yeah, that's a thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. Dang. Those flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them is all. Oh, wow. Ralph don't have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like that one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to bolts. Fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. Man, she seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luka flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Aw, shucks. Luka, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest, that hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Well, Rolo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luka took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then what do? When you don't know what to do. Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Luka let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks, I needed that. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luka, don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luka a light thump on the arm before heading in.